Hey, what's up guys? Tuki here, back again. This is episode 4 of Matthews versus Laine, and needless to say, you guys have made it very clear that you want packs to be a part of this series, and they will be. Now, as we get this episode started with Team Laine, Paul Stastny won the poll from the last episode, so he is the newest addition to Team Laine, which is still looking pretty good, especially that top 6. We're not done, though, with this team. You guys voted to retroactively get packs for rage quits, and I also factored in debut goals to that. So for Team Laine, we need to get 3 7.5K packs. Team Matthews will be getting 4 later on before their game. Well, like I said, you made it very clear you want packs to be a part of the series, and they will be. So like I said, 3 7.5K packs, so we are going to get a 15K pack and then an extra 7.5K pack. Remember, any players packed in these next 2 packs are exclusive to Team Laine as long as we choose to use them. So let's see, can we get a game changer here in any of these packs? And we start off with Patrick Sharp, an instant addition to Team Laine. Not bad. Not bad at all. We get the Avalanche Arena. I'm happy with Patrick Sharp. I was going to say, are we going to get anybody else? Brandon Davidson, I don't think will be factoring into this team. We get another Arena. Anything else? Peter Granberg. So we got Patrick Sharp, basically. We get Patrick Sharp as an addition to Team Laine. Not too bad. Let's open up this 15K pack as well. You might be asking yourself why I didn't get the 25K pack. I'm only going to get the 25K pack if say the debut goals, right? Say the debut goals. Like Dylan Larkin in the last episode for Team Matthews had 2 goals. If he gets a hat trick, that'll be an example of when I'll get the 25K pack. I want that to be a really high-end reward. We also add Keith Yandel to the team. Not too bad. Been using him in Bork's Battalion. He's been a strong addition. So already, Patrick Sharp and Keith Yandel joining Team Laine. We also get Colton Parayko. That is fantastic. That is fantastic. 3 strong additions to Team Laine. We also add Teemu Pulkkinen, who should factor in to the lineup. Not too shabby at all here. Are we going to get one more player? I believe we are. A couple of consumables. Andrew Hammond, a potential backup goalie. Not sure if he'll fit into the lineup based on synergies. We get a Finland jersey. Steven Kampfer, who probably won't factor in. Justin Fontaine, he has a chance. So overall, not too bad. A couple of very solid additions to Team Laine. Give me 1 second and we'll get the team set up before we play our game with that team. Team Laine is good to go and certainly improved. Let's get you a look here before we get into the gameplay. The top line is still the same: Kane, Laine, and McKinnon. I have swapped Laine and McKinnon though. 86 face-off rating for Patrick, only a 75 for McKinnon. The new second line: Darren Helm, Paul Stastny, and Patrick Sharp. Rene Bourque, Eric Holla, and Justin Fontaine on the third line. And the fourth line is Brooks Laich, Andrew Shaw, and Teemu Pulkkinen. Yes, Brooks Laich is still in, and William Nylander is not. But Brooks Laich has made it because of team shot blocking. And it doesn't help that Nylander, despite being a center, only has a 65 face-off rating. So that's a bit rough. Defensively, Shane Gostisbehere is with Jeff Petrie. Keith Yandel and Colton Parayko are the second pairing. And then Tom Gilbert and Dan Girardi are on the third pairing. Girardi's still in because of team shot blocking. 4 right-handed shots in this lineup. I'm hoping that it won't affect us too much with Tom Gilbert being on the left-hand side on the third pairing. The goaltending remains the same. No need to have Andrew Hammond in. He doesn't have a synergy that affects us. We did have to give up tape to tape to make this team happen, but we do still have team shot blocking, and now Unstoppable Force is active for Kane, Yandel, and Laine, and so is Shoot First for Sharp, Gostisbehere, Parayko, and Patrick Laine. So as if Laine wasn't scoring enough, he now has an even better boost. And I just realized defensive centerman only takes 2 players to get that done. But the new improved Team Laine, let's see what they can do in today's episode. As far as debut goals, quite a few options. Stastny, Sharp, Fontaine, Pulkkinen. Defensively, of course, you also have Yandel, Parayko, and Tom Gilbert going into this lineup for the first time. Let's get into this game.
Pitching this one to Kane.
Evander with speed. Finds Laine. Patrick Laine, the patience, a huge save. Evander didn't want anybody else but him to score. Apparently, this could be trouble. Get on the Jets, Ghost Bear. There we go. Evander maintains the puck. Evander Kane, quick shot. Big save again. Evander. Backdoor pass for Patrick Sharp. There's the opening goal. Not sure how much of this game I would have shown so far. It's pretty much been all me, as you would expect, but that is a debut goal for Patrick Sharp, and that is another 7.5K pack for this team. Like I said, I thought it might be too much. You guys wanted it, so we're going all in for it. The debut goal for Patrick Sharp.
Has it picked up. The Jets have moved to the neutral zone. Moving it to
For Helm. Couldn't get it to Stastny. Here's Keith Yandel, though. Good stick look from his computer. Fontaine recovers. Quick shot from Fontaine. He snipes it as well. That is another debut goal for this team. I'm almost tempted for this game just because, of course, we had the retroactive packs. I mean, all of these players, you know, Fontaine, Patrick Sharp, theoretically would have had a chance for debut goals earlier had we gotten these packs from the start. So I don't know. I might not go overboard. It depends on how bad it gets. But so far, 2 packs for the 2 debut goals.
defensive play by Shaw. The Jets in their own end, ready in attack.
Brooks like. Just stalling away. Brooks like the chance. And he snipes it. Not a debut goal for Brooks, but a shocking goal nonetheless. Brooks like. Just like that.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Big swing and a miss for me. Big save from Ward. Ghost Bear for Evander Kane. We fool Pasternak and Evander Kane. Beautiful goal. That's going to be the rage quit. I am sorry, bud. I am sorry. It's not fair. It's not fair. But life isn't fair. And, well, it's fair for me. At the moment, things are going pretty damn well. So we get the debut goal from Fontaine and Patrick Sharp, as well as the rage quit. That would be another decent amount of coins. No points for Patrick Laine. So had we not decided to go with reward packs, we wouldn't be getting any upgrades with this team. But for now, it's the debut goal from Fontaine, the debut goal from Patrick Sharp, and the Rage Quit reward pack. So here we go. Another 3 packs for Team Laine. We literally just did this, but this is the reason why the episode is named Pack Bonanza, because that's exactly what it is. That is exactly what it is. This is insane. But again, you guys voted for it, so let's do it. Our first 7.5K pack. Let's go. What are we going to get? Will we get a game changer? We start off with Chris Van de Velde, who won't be making it into this lineup. Radek Faksa as well, also won't be making it into this lineup. Those are our 2 non-rare players, so our only hope is for the rare player, and it's Justin Braun. Another right-handed shot. Not sure if he'll be getting into our lineup. That would probably mean, well, actually he would. I think he'd replace Tom Gilbert, but he wouldn't replace Dan Girardi because of team shot blocking. We do pick up Fiddler as well with the team wheel coaching style. We actually got 2 coaches in this pack, but Justin Braun, the only main player that we'd potentially be adding to Team Laine. Remember, Tom Gilbert as well is available for both teams, so he might be disappearing from Team Laine, but he will more than likely still appear for Team Matthews. That is, unless, of course, once we open his reward packs, we get something half decent. So let's do this. The other 2 packs combined in this 15K pack. We start off with Mark Stahl. That was needed. That was needed. We needed another left-handed shot, and that could mean not using Justin Braun. That could mean not using and potentially selling that Justin Braun card. We get a Habs jersey. Anything else? The Toronto St. Pat's jersey. Johnny Boychuk as well. Well, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Johnny Boychuk in here as well. So that definitely means Justin Braun isn't getting into the lineup. Johnny Boychuk, Byron Fries added as well, but he won't be making it in. We also get the Habs. Look, man, a lot of Habs and Leaf stuff. What the hell is going on here? I think we have one more player due at the end of this pack. It's Stefan Matteau, who will not be making it into this lineup. I can tell you that. For sure, we get Braden Coburn as well, another lefty. Not a bad addition. And Trevor Van Riemsdyk, TVR. So a lot of defensive options in these 2 packs. Needless to say, Team Laine, it's going to be pretty damn interesting moving forward. Now, before moving on to the Team Matthews portion of this episode, I wanted to give you one more look at Team Laine. The amount of players we just gained access to definitely would have led to questions in the comment section about who I plan on using. So I built the team, as I will probably use it in the next episode, the next time we use Team Laine. So here you go. Top line, second line remain the same. The new third line, we're going with the Minnesota theme. Pulkkinen, Haula, and Fontaine. Timo Pulkkinen is a righty playing on the left-hand side. I'm willing to look past it for now. And then Rene Bourque, Andrew Shaw, and William Nylander will be back in the lineup. That is the new 4th line. On defense, though, is where most of the changes come into place. Of course, the top line now is Keith Yandle and Jeff Petrie. Mark Stahl and Justin Braun. I actually did put Justin Braun in over Colton Parayko. He has a better card than I gave him credit for. That's why you don't just look at the overall. You look at his skating, his defensive awareness, his stick checking. He has a pretty damn strong card. And the new 3rd pairing is going to be Shane Gostisbehere and Johnny Boychuk. So we don't have Colton Parayko in, which is a little bit of a shame, as we have to sacrifice the shoot first synergy, but it's not as if Patrick Sharp, Gostisbehere, and Laine aren't already efficient enough at shooting the puck, so I'm all right with that. The goaltending as well stays the same, and we don't currently have an active team synergy, but the team has improved tenfold thanks to this episode and the crazy amount of packs that we just opened. We finally move on to the Team Matthews portion of this episode. Needless to say, Team Laine has drastically changed, and that potential is there for Austin Matthews' side as well. Had we not gone with packs, Logan Couture and Hampus Lindholm would have been the 2 new additions, but we are far, far away from having this team set in stone. Simply put, 4 more reward packs is something sold. Actually, in between recording this section of the episode and the Laine stuff, I did put a lot of stuff up for sale, so you might see that coin change quite a bit, for lack of a better term. But indeed, 4 reward packs, 1 for a rage quit and 3 for debut goals. That equals out to 2 15K packs before we even play a game with Team Matthews. So who knows what the hell we're gonna get here, but I am eager to find out. 40 items being added to this account. We start off with a Finland logo that'll be sold, an Islanders jersey that'll probably be sold. I am leaning towards selling other stuff rather than aiming for the gold collectibles. We start off with Jordan Wheel, who more than likely won't be in the lineup. He is pretty damn fast. We'll actually have to take a look. He might have an outside chance if we abandon chemistry. We get Zach Trotman as well. Not the fastest defenseman in the world. Don't expect to see Zach Trotman in the lineup, but Wheel, because of his speed, does have a chance. We get Mark Letestu. I would say he has a pretty good chance of making this team on the 4th line, most likely. But regardless, that is a nice addition. Thomas Tatar, not a bad pickup at all. Someone who I really wanted to use more in Bork's Battalion, but our lineup was already just ridiculous. So that'll be good that we'll get to use him here on Team Matthews. We get Colin Wilson as well. Another decent addition. I think I packed him on Bork's Battalion as well. Not like that's an accomplishment. I'm just saying another player that we didn't get the chance to use. So Tatar and Wilson have been added. We get the Senators Arena. Eero Pakarainen. I don't think he'll make it. He's going to fall just short. I don't think he'll make it. And that is it for that pack. So Tatar, Colin Wilson, and potentially Jordan Wheel. Not incredible, but 2 decent additions. Nobody Patrick Sharp level, for example, with the Laine packs. But we still have one more pack to go. So let's see. Will we get a true game changer in this second pack? Let's find out. We start off with the Devils Arena. Jamie Oleksiak, who I doubt will make it. He might have an outside chance because of the 88 stick checking, but obviously with physicality being his game, it's tough to say. A Belarus jersey, Klaus Dahlbeck, and Matt Dumba. Well, you know, that might help out the defense there quite a bit. Klaus Dahlbeck's card isn't too bad. Isn't too bad at all. And then Matt Dumba will more than likely make the lineup. All right, so we're getting some potential additions here. We also get Dennis Wideman. What the hell? What is up with the defensive help in this pack for Team Matthews? Holy shit. Dennis Wideman, Matt Stajan as well, who I doubt will make it. But yeah, the defensive cavalry has arrived. We also get Brian Flynn, which, I mean, he has decent speed, but I doubt if he will make this lineup. We're getting a lot of Sen stuff. That's lovely. I don't think we have any more players in this pack. We do not. So defensive help arrives for Team Matthews. Let's get this team set up. So here we go, guys. Your first look at the new and improved Team Matthews. Different, and I would still say is equally interesting as Team Laine at this point. Of course, keep in mind, we don't yet know if we're going to get any upgrades in this game. You can only assume, as quite a few players are up for debut goals. But the first line, Logan Couture, Austin Matthews, and Tyler Toffoli. Thomas Tatar, Dylan Larkin, and Mark Letestu will be the second line right wing. Colin Wilson, Darren Helm, and William Nylander make up the third line. And then the fourth line, Eric Holla, Andrew Shaw, and Jordan Wheel. Like I told you, he had a chance, mainly because of his speed. I don't quite understand how his skating's only an 83, but I'll take it, and he looks to be a decent player. And then defensively, Hampus Lindholm is with Dennis Wideman. Klaus Dahlbeck actually has a pretty well-rounded card. Will be with Matt Dumba on the second pairing. And then the third pairing, Zdeno Chara, Dan Girardi still in over Tom Gilbert because of Austin Matthews having team shot blocking. That synergy is still active for this team. Of course, the goaltending is still the same. Robin Leonard and Cam Ward. What can we do with Team Matthews? Let's find out.
Great chance. Carried out of his own end towards center ice.
Good hit from Matthews. Dumba draws the trip. There's another one. Couture for Austin Matthews. Does he have the speed? Yes, he does. And there's the goal. Already one-upping Patrick Laine. No power play needed. That is a goal for Austin Matthews, and that is an upgrade from my opponent's team. We're not counting debut assists. Stuttering. Because it'd be a bit ridiculous with Logan Couture and Klaus Dahlbeck getting points there. But the goal for Austin Matthews. Good defense from Colin Wilson, man. He's been great so far. Zdeno Chara will just step up and take the bomb. Big save from Bishop. Freebie for Chara. Couldn't bounce it off his back. And a chance, the own goal, potentially. Andrew Shaw. Shaw backdoor for Wilson. He's denied. Oh my God. Wilson for that was Jordan Wheel. That wasn't even Shaw. We just got denied of 2 straight debut goals, and then Andrew Shaw is murdered by Nicholas Cronwall. And that's a major. And between this series and Bork's Battalion, I haven't seen too many major penalties. See you later, Cronwall. We might not pick you up if we with that one upgrade there. One-timer for Lindholm. There it is. That is a debut goal. It's hard to remember that this is Hampus Lindholm's debut because of all the players we added in the packs. He is one of 9 players eligible for a debut goal, and he gets one. So that is an upgrade, and that is a 7.5K pack. And don't worry too much about the frequency of these upgrades. Obviously, as the team gets better, we will be less likely, as Letestu gets robbed, we'll be less likely to be adding players to our team from packs, unless they end up being just really good players. Dylan Larkin, though, will take the freebie of a goal. We're in potential rage quit territory now. Not a debut goal from Larkin. Of course, he did his damage in the last episode, which is why we ended up with one of those 15K packs here with Team Matthews. But what a start here. The 7.5K pack and the upgrade because of the Matthews and Lindholm goals. And we are not done yet. Logan Couture drops for Tyler Toffoli. Big save, Couture. On the doorstep, cannot get it. Intercepted from Lindholm. Tyler Toffoli drags. Should have gone back across. Toffoli for Logan Couture, bumped off. Matthews for Logan Couture, rings the pipe. We are all over this guy. This poor bastard. Drops down for Matthews, he can't get it. Couture for Austin Matthews. Nowhere to go. Toffoli for Couture, robbed again. He didn't get all of it. Logan Couture, denied again. He is determined to get this goal. Couture for Toffoli. It's blocked by David Backus. Weidman misses the contact. Good interception from Lindholm. Matthews finds Tyler Toffoli. He switches to Bishop, and this time we get him. He was still in really good position. I will give him credit there. He played that incredibly well with Bishop. I think he was just too far back on his line. Regardless, that is another point for Austin Matthews. So again, a 7.5K pack so far for the Lindholm goal, and you guys will get to pick at least 2 players from my opponent's team. And he does have a half-decent team. So guys like Eric Holla and Andrew Shaw, this might be their last game in this uniform. Good give-and-go pass there. Gonna run out of space, though. Darren Helm for William Nylander. William Nylander with space. William Nylander with the goal. He's hanging around in the lineup, and he gets on the board. I'll try to skip the replay as to not discourage my opponent. Helm and Chara, the assists. But a good goal for William Nylander. Storming this division, as of course you hope that we would. Wheel for Andrew Shaw. We get the space. No goal, though, saved by Ben Bishop. Holla intercepts. Jordan Wheel for Lindholm. Locked away. Wheel somehow beats Zibanejad for it. Gets it to Holla. He's denied. Andrew Shaw ran too close to the pads. Shaw for Jordan Wheel. He sneaks it in. That's another debut goal. Glad I took a look at Jordan Wheel's stats. Based on the overall, he certainly wouldn't have made it in. Colin Wilson stepping in. Colin Wilson with the toe drag. The debut goal for Colin Wilson. He's had a great game, too, especially as a two-way player. Darren Helm speeds past Dion Phaneuf. Darren Helm just missed the post. Nylander, the wrap doesn't go. To the point, Klaus Dahlbeck. It is blocked. Helm gets the freebie at the end of the game. I don't even know who got the points. Unassisted, of course. Unassisted, what am I saying? Kind of zoned out towards the latter half of this game again. Full credit to my opponent for hanging in there. I'm shocked that he did, but it is an 8-0 victory. Now, I know what some people are going to say immediately. Oh, what about the shutout? I think that might be overboard. If we haven't already gone overboard, getting a reward pack for a shutout would certainly be overboard. And it wasn't a debut shutout either, which, you know, is definitely a difference. But regardless, a dominant game. I'm not going to sit here and hype it up. Unfortunately, Austin Matthews, you know, still not the first star. That is what the POTG stands for, Player of the Game / First Star. I could just rename it First Star if I really felt like it. But overall, we get to pick 2 players. There will be 2 polls for players from my opponent's team on top of the debut goals from Lindholm, Wheel, and Colin Wilson. Tyler Toffoli did not factor in. Nylander obviously not. And Larkin and Helm obviously not. Their debut goals came in effect last game. So again, debut goals from Lindholm, Wheel, and Wilson. So that equals out to a 15K pack and a 7.5K pack. And then the 2 points from Austin Matthews. Alright guys, first up we have the reward packs. Better to do it in this order, I would say. That way we know, you know, where we're going to need the help, where we're going to need the help, as opposed to having the polls up for the 2 players and then it turns out we pack somebody amazing here and it would have been better to go with somebody else. But again, from the 3 debut goals, the equivalent of 3 7.5K packs. Let's start off with the genuine 7.5K pack. We'll save the 15K for last. We start off with Riley Nash, who might make the lineup. Very well-rounded player. Strong chance he could make the lineup, I'd say. Not the greatest addition to Team Matthews, but would be a welcome addition, and there you go. Boone Jenner, another strong addition to this team. Not too bad for this first reward pack. I mean, Boone Jenner will be our highest rated player, so we just have to hope that the 3rd player is half decent. It's Derek McKenzie, and he's probably a bit too weak on the scale, but at the very least, Boone Jenner, and probably Riley Nash as well. So not a terrible start, but we'll hope for a true game changer here with this 15K pack. My God, don't I wish the transfer list, or whatever the hell you want to call it, the sell pile, was bigger than 25 items. Wouldn't that be great? We start off with Colin Greening. Now, of course, we had his base version. We end up with the improved version. I don't think he'll see his way back into the lineup. We get Mark Abbott as a coach, Al Montoya as a potential backup goalie. Probably won't see the lineup, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Stanislav Galiev, an 80 overall. Again, a bit too weak on the scale at this point, so nothing amazing from this pack, and it'll continue to be that way. We get Kevin Klein, who, in fairness, might actually have a chance. It's his offensive category that really drags him down, but 85 acceleration, 85 agility, 86 speed, 87 defensive awareness, and 88 stick checking, the stats I tend to look at for defensemen, and that's not too bad. Can we get anything else? We get Zemgus Girgensons, not the worst player in the world, and we'll probably see his way into the lineup. Kind of similar to Boone Jenner in terms of attributes. Is that going to be it for players? There's a game changer. There we go. It was a matter of time. Philip Forsberg added to Team Matthews. A huge addition to this team, and it made this pack worth it. Philip Forsberg, welcome to Team Matthews. And finally, we're here. The last 2 upgrades to either one of these teams in this episode. it's been a journey. But let's get right down to it. My opponent had a fairly decent team with some decent options. There are a couple of guys that are unavailable. Paul Stastny on defense, no Johnny Boychuk or Keith Yandel. Colton Parayko is available. But for your two options, the two polls, I'm going to go with either another decent forward option in Marian Gaborik, much like Jeff Carter, and I'd say James Neal as well. Those three guys always have great cards in Ultimate Team. Haven't gotten to use a Gaborik card this year, so he would be another decent addition. That would result in either Darren Helm or Boone Jenner being out of the lineup, so keep that in mind. Going up against him, Ben Bishop. Ben Bishop, arguably one of the best goalies in the game. I'm not sure if he would replace Robin Lehner or Cam Ward. That depends on the second poll, so keep that in mind. It's Gaborik and Bishop. The second poll is between two defensemen. The best left-handed defenseman available to us, Nicholas Kronwall, and the best right-handed defenseman available to us, Christopher Tanev. So keep in mind, if Kronwall's selected, he replaces Zdeno Chara. If Tanev is selected, he replaces Dan Girardi. If Dan Girardi goes, we lose team shot blocking. So keep that in mind. If you guys choose Chris Tanev and we lose Dan Girardi, then if Ben Bishop is also selected, he'll replace Cam Ward, and we'll have a Bishop and Lehner combo. So keep that in mind. Team shot blocking, the fate of that synergy really depends on your selection here. So again, one more time, it is Marian Gaborik against Ben Bishop, Nicholas Kronwall against Christopher Tanev. Guys, that is the end of this episode. In the next one, we will more than likely win the Division 9 title. I hope this episode was enjoyable for one reason or another. Crazy how this episode ended up turning out with just the insane amount of upgrades. But again, it was the common opinion through the polls, and we'll see if I can keep it up because the coin total went down quite a bit, but I should still be good. And like I said, the upgrades won't be as consistent once we move forward. Once we have a great team locked in place, it's going to be very difficult for players to, for new players to get into the lineup. That will drastically reduce the amount of debut goal packs. It will all work itself out, but at this pace, we will have a pretty damn decent team by the time we get towards the end of the series. Guys, one more time, I want to thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, of course, make sure to hit that like button to help support my channel. It is greatly appreciated. Subscribe if you haven't already to continue following this series and others. Make sure to vote in the polls, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Matthews vs. Laine.